Well, Neil, great to meet you. First of all, congratulations on the job. You must be very pleased.
Yeah, nice to meet yourself, and yeah, as I've said numerous times before, really delighted to be here, and now we're getting close to getting the players back for pre-season. It's exciting times.
Quite clearly, you've had to hit the ground running here.
Yeah, definitely. It's 2 or 3 weeks now I've been in the job, and as I said, 1 week to go now before the players return, and it's been a busy period, making sure that everything's in place for when the players return next Monday, that we're good to go.
I was interviewing the chairman a couple of weeks back, and he said obviously you'd had a very small taste of life at Harriers when he was interim manager at one stage, so you knew vaguely what you were coming into, I guess.
Yeah, in between jobs, as I said, I came in for a couple of weeks, and it was a club that I've always kept a close eye on, and as I said to many people before, the change in the last 3 or 4 years has been incredible off the pitch, and it's my job now to make sure that on the pitch we're progressing as well.
If you look around you here, it's all here, isn't it, really? The potential's here.
Yeah, everything's in place. Infrastructure, training ground, stadium, fan base, and as I said, it's my job to get a winning team on the pitch.
We're starting to hear now of players obviously being signed, and Ashley Chambers is one that's kind of leapt out at me, really. I mean, he knows where the net is, should we say.
Yeah, it was my first signing. Ashley brings goals to the team. He scored a number of goals with Nuneaton last year, and if he can form that partnership with Joe Ironside up top, we have a number of goals in the building, and that's really, really important.
You've brought, there's a deal with Stevenage, obviously, that's seen Emmanuel Sanupe go that way, and you've brought in Ryan Johnson on loan till the new year, I think it is.
Yeah, Emmanuel, like a number of players, has done really well over the past 2 seasons, and we wish him all the best. But as part of that deal, we've brought in Ryan Johnson, a left-footed centre-back that comes to the club, and I think he'll be a great asset.
He can clearly play, but he's a good strong lad as well, I think.
Yeah, very strong, but he also suits the way I want to go about things here, and as I said, I think he'll be great for the team.
And the latest one we hear about is Ed Williams. Tell us a bit about him.
Yeah, he was obviously at Gloucester last season. I've just met him last week, and obviously we've been able to conclude the deal, and he's an exciting prospect, one that hopefully we can see pushing forward in the first team for the coming seasons.
You've obviously got very much the core of the squad together now. I think it's 15 or 16 you've got signed on, which is, I mean, if John Eustace were here now, he would agree with me, because he's told me himself that was the difference last season. They went into pre-season with people lacking a pre-season, really, because they were bringing people in late. So you've got the core together before you start. Yeah,
well, as I said when I had my first interview, that was one of the big reasons for taking the job, was there was stability in the club. 14 or 15 signed players is really good at this stage, and it's out to add the rest of it to make us successful.
In terms of your sort of approach to football, what sort of style do you like to play?
Well, I have to get a winning team on the pitch. That's the biggest thing, and I've said that before. I think a lot of people talk about philosophies, but the biggest philosophy is to win a game of football each Saturday, each midweek. I have a way of going about it. It's very similar to what John brought to the table over the last couple of seasons. I like to pass the ball, and I like to obviously create. That's the biggest thing from passing the ball. You need to create chances for our strikers. I think that I'll do a lot of work in and out of possession, and hopefully we have a structured team on the pitch, but one that can express themselves.
You'll know better than me, but of course in Vanarama North it's so important to get a good start, isn't it? Simply because there are so many games in the first 2 months of the season.
Yeah, a number of leagues in England, that's Saturday, Tuesday, it's relentless, and it's important to build momentum through the early parts of the season, and that's what hopefully a good pre-season will allow us to do. One, to have the players at their maximum fitness levels as we progress, but two, to get that winning mentality into them.
When it comes to the pre-season, I mean, most players nowadays tend to keep themselves pretty fit throughout the summer generally, but do you like to get the balls out early, so to speak, or is it running to start with? How does that work?
Yeah, I was explaining to my staff, I have a way of working through pre-season, a lot of it based on 11v11, and it's important that the players come back in good condition. Obviously not overexerting themselves too much during the summer, and it's important they've rested, but it's important that they know that when they come in they're ready to work.
Just a word about the league. Now that you've been looking at it over the last couple of seasons or whatever, I mean, it was fiercely competitive last season. There were very few points between the bottom of the playoff places and the top of the relegation places, really. It was very tight. Yeah,
it's one of the biggest things since I've came to England. The leagues are incredibly tough, no matter what league you find yourself in, but for this particular league, when you've only have one team gaining automatic promotion, it's very tough, when the numbers of the team that's in the league. So as I said before, it's up to us to make sure we all work together to make sure that we're all up there fighting for promotion.
I mentioned you've got 15 or 16 signed on already. How many more would you be looking or hoping to bring in?
I think we're looking for a couple more. I think that over the next coming weeks there'll be a number of trialists come to the table in terms of, like I said, joining us for pre-season, and hopefully maybe 1 or 2 permanents. But I think we're a couple short, and if we can get the right ones, I'm hopeful for a successful season.